Hey, what's up, y'all? Today we're gonna listen to a great Chicago blues player who is Howlin Wolf's guitar player named Hubert Sumlin. Now he's playing a great blues shuffle. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna listen to this song. I'm gonna teach you the parts as we go, but I'm gonna actually stop it before he plays the parts and teach you it, and then we'll listen to him do it. So this is a 12-bar blues form, and he plays 9 choruses in a row. I'll stop it at each chorus and we'll talk about the parts. Okay, this is wrapping up chorus 1. Alright, let me stop it here. Alright, so the 12-bar blues form, he's plugging in what we call the long shuffle. And that sounds like this. Now he's actually doing a little bit of a variation on that where he's not playing the whole chord each time. Every other time he just hits the low E string. And that sounds like this. This is what he's playing. Now he's playing this phrase, he's plugging it into the 12-bar blues form. But instead of playing chords like this, like you might think if you see a chord chart like this, he's filling it in with riffs, specifically this long shuffle riff. So when he gets to the A chord, he's gonna do the long shuffle over the A. Okay, and then over the B chord, he's gonna do a similar shuffle, but a little bit reduced. Because on the B, this is a killer stretch. It could be easier if you place it up in the 7th position up here. But here in the 2nd position, it's really hard to make that stretch. So what most people do is they just play the chord, the power chord over this B chord. Back to the long shuffle over the A. Okay, let's listen to him do that.
Got to help me, baby.
This is bar 1, bar 2.
Baby,
Now
you
the
gotta
12-bar
help
blues
me
form,
some.
it's 3 rows of 4 bars. Now we're on that 2nd row,
baby.
A chord.
Baby, you got to help me some.
Now back to that E. Now you'll hear him do some riffs and stuff. We're gonna come back to that.
You got to help me, baby. Little girl, you got to help me some.
And now he does a turnaround. We'll come back to that too. Now the 3rd chorus.
All of my...
On this 3rd chorus, we're going to talk about riffs. The most important thing to know about these riffs, and we're going to come back to this also, but riffs need to be played over the chord that's being played at the time. So if you look at the 12-bar blues form, when the E is being played, when you're in the position to play the E chord in that 12-bar blues, you should play E phrases. This is the first phrase he plays. This is an E7. This is just a standard E7 chord like this. And he plays that in a triplet. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Sometimes he slides into it like this. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Let's hear him do that and then we'll check out some other riffs.
Loving, all of my loving, baby, and everything. All of my loving.
Now we passed up some riffs in the 1st chorus. Let's go back and check out some of those. There's a couple riffs that happen really quick. One of them is a rhythm fill riff. Remember, there's 2 guitar players playing here. The rhythm guitar player and the lead guitar player. They both are kind of switching up roles from time to time. One of the first rhythm fills that you'll hear is this one. And that's where he's just playing on the beat 4, 4 and. He's playing kind of like an A chord, partial, and then to an E chord. Again, he's gonna do that over the A chord in this position. Okay, you're gonna hear that coming up. Let's hear it. He just did it. There it was again. Another one of those triplet phrases we just heard. Again, triplet phrase, but we're playing this in a blues form. You might want to bend this 2nd string slightly. It gives it kind of a blues feel. In that, with just an open string, what I sometimes call a filler strum. It did a lot of riffs right there. Another riff that I want you to hear is this thing that we call the trill riff. A trill is kind of a series of hammer-on and pull-offs. And here he's doing it at the first fret of the G string with his first finger, and then following it up with a high E string. So it sounds like this. And you want to trill twice. If you're really fast, you can do it 3 times. But I think it sounds best to just do it twice. Let's hear all these riffs in context. There's that rhythm fill and the trill. Okay, and here's that triplet riff. There's the rhythm fill on the A chord. Okay? All right, let's head back to where we were.
You just sit all night long.
Now in chorus 4,
Baby,
we're going to concentrate on the turnaround at the end.
All night long. Just to think about
Now
you,
before it gets to the turnaround, I'm going to stop it and teach you so we can hear it. Let's stop it right here actually. This is a really common turnaround. I have another video lesson called the one finger turnaround, and that's basically what he's playing here. He does a little bit of rhythmic variation, but this is the basic turnaround that he's basing this off of. Again, in triplets, we're gonna play 1, 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. And then at the end, play a B7 chord that's gonna get you back into the shuffle. So this riff in triplets, we're playing 5th fret on the A string, and alternating in triplets to the high E string. And then just slide down to 4th fret, do the same thing, slide down 3rd fret, same thing, and then you end on the 2nd fret with the high E string. And then there's a lot of variations where you could do walk up to B7, or sometimes he just goes straight to the B7. So in context, one more time, it's like this. And then back into the shuffle. Let's hear him do it.
You got to help me. Little girl that I don't make.
Here it comes.
I'm in love with your sugar.
Cool. We're on chorus 5 now. Let's listen and review all the parts.
Baby, for a mighty long time. I'm in love with you, baby, for a mighty, mighty, mighty long time, yeah. You got to help me, sugar. Little girl, you got to help me some.
Turn around again here. Chorus 6 is going to be the solo. Let's listen to it and then we'll come back. This is phrases over the E. Now he's going to play phrases over the A chord. Back to phrase over E. Now phrase over B. A. E turnaround. Now let me show you those shapes that he's playing over. So over the E chord, he's just playing this kind of, think of it as a shape. Now, this is important because we're going to come back to this again later. But when he's playing phrases over the A, this is the shape that he uses almost every time. You first need to picture this A chord shape, and then add this note and that note. So we have this A chord, so 5th fret, 5th fret, and 6th fret. And then on the B string, we're adding the 8th fret and the 7th fret. The only other note that he adds on top of that is sometimes the 5th fret of the 3rd string. That is a minor third to a major third that happens in blues all the time. Now, if you play that note and you're trying to do an improvisation, only play that note when you're about to play this note. So only play it right before you play that note. Never play backwards. Okay, okay? It only goes up. Okay, and just play through different notes, again, using that triplet, using this shape. Now, the reason the shape is so important is because it uses that same shape again if you just slide this thing up 2 frets. Now we're in the B position, the 7th position, playing over the B chord. That's just kind of an example using that shape. Let's keep listening. On chorus 7, we're gonna listen through, and then chorus 8, he's gonna do another solo.
That's why you got to help me, baby.
This is chorus 7.
Little girl, you got to help me some. You got to help me, little girl, here. You got to help me some. You got to help me, baby. Girl, you got to help me some.
That chorus is mostly rhythm and singing. Here comes solo 2, chorus 8. Triplet phrase, using this E7 chord. Some tension, sliding it down, back to the E7 chord. I'm gonna stop it here and show you this phrase. So this is an E7 chord. Okay, this is just the shape of an E7, and he's playing this shape again over the E chord. It's important to know. Again, with that triplet feel, he's going 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Later, he starts alternating it between the low note and still playing that in triplet. So it sounds like this: 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Okay, so kind of almost just think you're almost like strumming. Furthermore, he also adds some tension by playing this chord shape just a half step down, meaning 1 fret each for 1 whole measure, and then brings that back up to this position. Finally, he plays this phrase, which y'all have heard a million times. This phrase is basically, if we take that, the outside notes of that E7 chord, just the 1st and 3rd strings, and again with triplets, we play 4, 4, 4, 3rd string, 1st string, 3rd string. Slide that shape down to the 2nd fret, and then end with this E chord, just the 1st fret to the open E string. Now, the way you should memorize that is, this is the E chord, this is E7, up 2 whole steps to the 4th fret, okay? Memorize the place between this E chord and this E7 riff, because he plays that same thing over the A chord. So if we go up 2 whole steps from the 5th fret, goes to 7th fret to the 9th fret, there's your A7. And then you can play this. Again, 9, 9, 9, 7, 7, 7, slide into that 5th position A chord shape. Now you could continue that and play that over the B7 chord, but he doesn't do that. He actually goes back to his single note riff, sing it. Okay, remember, just play triplets and play through those shapes. And then he goes into the turnaround. Let's hear him do it. So I'm gonna back it up to the beginning of this chorus.
Help me, baby.
Here comes solo 2.
God, you gotta help me some.
Here comes triplets, E7. Tension, sliding down. Back to the first, now the phrase. Now the phrase over A. Single notes over the B7 in this position. Single notes of the A in this position. Turn around.
Goodbye, baby.
Let's keep listening.
Little girl, I don't have no more to say to you.
This is the last chorus. And this one we're just going to talk about the ending.
Goodbye, girl. I don't have no more to say to you.
Trump's
try to
ending.
help me none.
Yeah. Let's check out that ending here. So it's kind of like a turnaround, but it ends on E instead of ending on the B7. Okay, so it sounds like this. And then you can hear one of the guitar players comes up and just plays this E9 chord in this position. And that's the ending. So I hope this format was helpful. I think kind of like learning a piece and listening to it in real context is a great way to learn things. So that's it for this one. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.